What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 and their big decision. Okay, so today was the day. Well, maybe it's actually yesterday was the day at this point. You guys are seeing this video. So they announced the big changes slash not changes, right? Switch 2 is coming out. Pre-orders are going to go live on April 24th. I guess in the U.S., right? Because other places around the world didn't necessarily have these big issues, okay? But when it comes to the U.S., they lock it down. They lock down the date, and I think it might vary depending on like retailer. So you'll have to check with your local retailer and stuff and get your phone, get your computer, all that stuff ready. But they also obviously lock in the biggest decision, which is they're not raising those prices of, you have an asterisk here, right? They're not raising the prices of the base Switch 2 or the Switch 2 with the Mario Kart bundle, okay? And as has been talked about, leading into it with the price raises and all this other, jazz, this lovely stuff that they're doing, really that Mario Kart bundle is kind of like the prize, right? Like the main goal, because it actually factually, is a better value than getting the Switch 2 and then getting Mario Kart attached. It also is a limited edition thing, right? They talk about that. It's only while they're manufacturing it, which they're going to stop, I think, in the fall. Right? So like this Mario Kart steal, which I don't know if you really want to call it a steal, but again, it is a steal compared to other ways. That's a limited time thing. So you have that and you say, okay, well, you can talk about the price. I mean, people have talked and we've seen the chats, right? You saw the Mario Kart Direct, and there's definitely a lot of people that are very vocal that they want the Switch 2 price dropped. There's a lot of things that I want the price dropped for, right? And that kind of gets into part two. All right, Switch 2 locked in, no price change. However, for some reason, they're going to offset it by doing it on everything else. So any accessory in the book, go get a dictionary, and anytime you see Nintendo or anything, that price just went up. I saw a couple like diagrams or just like visual pieces to kind of show me. It really, honestly, okay, no joking anymore. It's pretty much everything, right? You want a Joy-Con, it went up by $5 to $10. You want the Elite controller, anything. The straps, I think the straps went up $1 or $2, right? Literally the straps for the Joy-Con. So any accessory, and it's like freaking 10 or 12 different things. Any accessory in the book that you could possibly need for your Switch 2 went up in price by anywhere between, I think the strap was $1 or $2, so like $1 to $10 it went up. So, and I mean, like, you have a lot of people saying it, and I kind of like understand at least where they're coming from, and maybe I would echo it. Like, okay, well, this is the trade-off, right? And then I guess the question is, well, that's a factual thing. This is really a trade-off. Like, you want the Switch and I guess Mario Kart to not go up again by $10. You want that to stay the same. You're going to have to pay somewhere else, right? There's going to have to be sacrifices made. And I can understand, like, that's the situation. You know what I mean? Like one has to kind of pay for another. It doesn't mean I think we have to be okay with it. You know what I mean? I almost feel like there's a difference between, like, getting it or understanding, like, well, this is the way that it is, but then also, like, being okay with it and choosing to be vocal or not vocal. Like, that's a personal decision. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Like, you can rationalize it, you can cope with it, whatever keyword you want to use. Even on me, it's like, okay, well, now what do I do, right? Like, do I get the Mario Kart bundle? But I say, well, screw it. I'm not doing any accessories. Be damned. I'm not doing any of that stuff, right? Just the bare minimum, because it's like, man, I think Joy-Cons are like $90, $95, and it's like, these are controllers. Even the PS5 and all this. As these things continue to, I feel like I'm like talking like I'm a 60-year-old man, but these controllers that are like $70, $80, $90, it needs to stop because I don't know. I feel, I don't know about you guys, I feel that it's kind of getting ridiculous at this point. And now you're having controllers almost push $100. Now again, part of a larger, even political worldview type thing. We can only do so much. We can also talk about it, not talk about it, buy it, not buy it, complain, whatever you want to say. It is definitely, it's fun. I think to a fair degree, it's fun. Okay, especially if you live in it, with the right mindset. I think a lot of this stuff just becomes like pure amusement, maybe in the wrong ways, but it becomes pure amusement. So there you go. Not ideal, but also in terms of the Switch, like literally in and of itself, like here's the thing, it's not the best case scenario, but it's one of the better scenarios. Does that make sense? Best case scenario is nothing changes whatsoever. Actually, the very best situation is they actually would lower it. Now, Nintendo's like, they will literally never do that. So that was never even in my mind. So best case scenario for me was that what they announced was it. They're not going to raise it any further. This is, I guess, technically not the best case, but in terms of, I think factually the most important pieces of this, which is quite literally the console and the big launch game, right? Those are the two biggest pieces here. nothing gets affected, from all of this jazz over the last couple of weeks. So, that is a very good scenario for what it is. However, is it the best case scenario? No, because you have price increases on everything else. I'm interested. I'm really interested to see like how fast it's set, because I want to know the bubble that we're in, right? Because we always live in everybody lives in a bubble online, whether they think they do or they don't. I'm going to tell you right now, factual statement, we all live in our own little echo chambers, really is what they are on the internet. Okay, I try to make mine as big as possible, but I live in one as well. I wonder what's going to happen, because we see all these people say lowering the prices and, I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to do this, or I am going to do this, whatever, back forth. When the thing goes on sale, is it going to be the highest selling console of all time? Is it going to break pre-order records? Like, that will show us, again, like the bubbles, the bubbles or not bubbles that we live in. So I'm really interested, whether I end up getting it or not. I'm interested to see how many people get it or not, come just a few days from now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.